And you would think that a professional podcast wouldn't have just hit record right now.
Oh,
Oh, so five,
yeah.
four,
No, we're
three.
just going.
Hi,
So
welcome to
the
another
only
episode of
professional
That's a
podcast.
Thing.
Yeah,
It's episode 0.95, and it is Monday, October the 19th.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
And hopefully
Kevin.
you're hearing 3 people today and not just me.
Yeah, that was a slight mistake. That was a boo boo. But I fixed
Oopsie whoopsie.
a whoopsie doodle. But
You
hopefully
missed.
we are dealing with it. So anyway, Nolan and Drew. Okay, so Nolan, you haven't been here. Tell us what's been going on.
Oh,
Yeah, for all the
it's
conversation they
been fun
missed
times
last
over
week.
here. Here's the big conversation. My girlfriend has COVID, and so do I.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that sucks.
I hope you guys are doing okay. Are you
Eh,
are you symptomatic or regular sick or just kind of
okay, so she's had like a fever of like 100 to like 101.
okay?
Yeah.
It hasn't really hit me yet that bad, but
Um,
man, it's like having the flu for a week. It sucks.
yeah, like it seems. So it seems, and I will be optimistic, but I don't want to all the viewers. I'm not belittling COVID, but it seems that if you're in your 30s, basically you should be okay. Like it'll make you sick like a normal sickness. It's not a death sentence.
Yeah, but there's also some like after effects that can hit people of like any age.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm not trying to
Okay.
be like, well, Nolan, prepare to have lung scarring. It's like, no. You are probably going to be fine. You just
So like that's the upside is like we've had like fever and like aches and like flu-like symptoms, but we haven't really been coughing or like having trouble breathing or anything. Which I'm like, oh, that's good at least.
yeah, my
Yeah.
so
That's
so
not
this
deadly stuff.
so this is pure happenstance. Do not trust me. But my dad, who is a doctor, basically said if you're his rough advice is as long as you basically can breathe okay, you don't need to really go to like the ER. But if you have trouble breathing, you should probably go to the ER. But that's
And for the record, Kevin said that, not me or Nolan, so sue him.
yeah, and
not
and,
us.
and I am not a doctor. And my memory, as you've probably known through 95 episodes, is spotty at best. Consider last episode I muted myself the entire episode. Not a grain of salt, but one of those big old Himalayan pink salt rocks. Put that on there.
You can now get that salt as like seasoning salt at the grocery store.
Yeah,
I feel like
I have some of that salt in my house.
I think it looks
Yeah.
pretty.
I think what happened is the Himalayan salt rock lamp fad hit, and then someone ordered a ton, and the fad died, and they're like, well, what am I going to do with all this salt now?
They got like a cheese grater and they just started going. I mean, it's salt. Salt doesn't rot. It's just a rock.
It prevents other things from rotting.
Yeah. Salt is pretty sterile. But anyway, I do hope you guys get well, Nolan. I think you'll be okay.
We got like one more week of this, so
I think you'll be okay. I think you need to use. I will share with you one of the only good South Park jokes, which is the white people's method.
oh, is it Sprite and chicken noodle soup?
Yeah, it's like chicken noodle Sprite, it's like Sprite, chicken noodle soup, and Dayquil. That's that's how you solve any minor ailment. You can sub out NyQuil if you want to sleep.
Oh, NyQuil is so good.
No, that's the solution. That's like whenever I get sick, it's like, okay. Sometimes you can alter it. You can throw in a Gatorade instead of a Sprite. You know, if you really need those electrolytes.
Damn it! I was just about because we have like 4 packs of chicken noodle soup, and then we're getting a bunch of Gatorade right now.
Yo, Gatorade will do it. That's how you stay hydrated.
Let's see. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I didn't know South Park was coming back. I thought they were done
Yeah.
until I saw like the newest episode.
What
I'm
did you
like,
think?
Okay.
I didn't like it. I felt like it.
Look, I haven't liked South Park for a long time. I just watch it because I'm curious and maybe.
I'm in the same
maybe
boat.
A good one.
Oh, I need to know.
Yeah.
I thought like there was a couple funny jokes, but I feel like overall it just wasn't. It's what am I trying to say? I think the best example is whenever an Adult Swim show goes from 10 minutes to 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this joke would be funny if I saw it once, but because they did like an hour-long special, I'm seeing the same joke over and over and over again, and it's losing its impact. Also, it's just kind of like it's the same kind of stuff. I do give no criticisms to like the animation and art teams because they're still doing their work and the show looks good. Not gonna criticize those. Yeah, those people getting paid.
Beyond that, I've just been sitting around watching TNG.
That's pretty good.
Which I think I found one of my favorite episodes, which is Data taking over the computer.
Is that the one
talking like someone from the old west?
Is that the one where Data goes to his android where he just takes over the Enterprise and just like goes back to his home planet or whatever?
Oh no, that's the one with him and his brother and his dad.
Yeah, like lore.
It's a big family episode. No, this one is like, well, we can use Data's brain as a backup for the systems, and then unfortunately, like, his poetry gets like stuck into all the literature files on the ship, and he's in every holodeck.
Okay. So now that you're familiar with Star Trek: The Next Generation, have you seen Homestuck creator Andrew Hussey's finest work? Which is
I don't think I have.
Which is his before he did Homestuck, he did TNG edit videos where he would edit episodes of TNG, and his best one was Data's painting. Where they were showing like Data, and he's like, "Behold my painting," and he'd turn it around, and it'd be like DeviantArt expansion furry fan art, and they're like, "Ugh." It just shows Data meticulously painting, and it's all like.
I found this in the files. It seemed to be very big back in the late 21st century.
It's like, what do you think, Captain? And it shows Worf, and he's like fainting. You can't handle it.
Ooh.
It's great.
That's great. What about you guys? What have you been up to?
All right, Drew. What's up with you?
I've been watching Castlevania.
Oh, how's the Vanias of Castles?
I've been watching specifically Vinnyvania.
Oh.
I'm watching one Vinny Caravella play through the Castlevanias.
So
let me tell you, that Castlevania 1 Dracula fight is absurd.
I don't remember because I don't think I ever did it.
BS. It's total BS.
Yeah, Dracula teleports around the screen at random. You can only hit him in the face, and he'll just open his cape and shoot 3 fireballs at you. and they're homing. So like if you jump, he'll shoot them up at you, and if you're on the ground, he'll shoot them down at you.
Okay, that's effed because I know the 3 fireballs, but they've never been homing in the Castlevanias I've played.
Yeah.
Then again, that was
Like,
NES
like
days.
they don't track. It's just where he shoots them.
Oh.
Change. Like he always shoots them at you.
Yeah, but that was NES games where they'd make a game for like an hour long and they have to make it balls hard to justify the purchase.
Yeah. And it was just the look of soul-crushing despair on Vinny's face when he finally beat Dracula. And then he respawned as what speedrunners call the Cookie Monster.
Oh yeah! Yeah, Dracula has 2 forms.
Yeah, everyone was like, Vinny, how did you not expect this? How did you not know this was coming? It's like, no, it's not fair.
Yeah, that's like the intro of Symphony of the Night. You fight Dracula, and he turns into like a bat monster. And then you gotta fight him again. You gotta fight Dr. Acula.
Yep. Yeah, fight Mr. Alucard.
Love Dr. Acula. Dr. Acula, thumbs up. What do you think about Abby leaving Giant Bomb?
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She's gone.
When?
She's gone. I think it's start of November. Like near the start of November. When they
Is she what's she going? Where's she going?
I don't know, or she hasn't said yet. I just know that she's gone.
Huh.
I mean,
she's not the bottom of my tier list for Giant Bomb.
I would say Abby is fine if she is not in Game of the Year. Like, that's when I'm like, okay, no.
Actually, no, I'm gonna miss that because I love those arguments.
Yeah, but like it was always frustrating.
Every time she's wrong, and I just enjoy watching them argue about it.
Yeah, it gets a little too much for me. That kind of arguments.
It was gonna be because Dan's also gone. Like last year was Dan's last Game of the Year arguments.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know. I don't always agree with Dan's arguments, but I think without Dan to argue against her, I don't think it would be enjoyable. And
No.
I say this as someone who's gone back and specifically listened to the Red Dead 2 arguments.
That's the greatest.
I don't know. It's just it's weird.
Oh man, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like Giant Bomb has become like a launching platform for creators now.
Yeah, it's the video game Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
But
except actually good.
No, I was gonna say old Saturday Night Live, not the new one where every screenshot or joke I've seen from new Saturday Night Live like fills my like a deep revulsion.
But Kevin, it's Tom Hanks and he's David S. Pumpkins.
It's Kamala Harris saying we need a WAP woman as president. Are you laughing?
Are you kidding? Okay, guys, come on. Look, you saw them do the fly.
Yeah, the fly was on his head.
Explain what the fly was, and I got so fucking pissed off because that's the worst thing to do in a joke. It's like, well, we got to explain what the fly is because people don't understand. Fucking just do the joke.
However, sometimes the best jokes are when you explain it, it becomes better.
Yeah, but that's the only joke Saturday Night Live has anymore.
It's I think it's because once again, politics, as was discussed 2 weeks ago, you can't make a political joke funnier than saying why are you wearing a mask? COVID's no big deal, and it hard cuts to you getting helicoptered away. Like,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I feel SNL's problem is they write their skit, they have a skit, and then they look at it and say, "This needs to be 5 minutes longer."
It's the same. Yep, it's the same as the Adult Swim show and the South Park Problem, where you have enough jokes for about 5 minutes, and then you see the guy just making the stretch hands, just stretch it out.
I was gonna say, COVID has the incredible joke timing of the late great George Carlin, because it knew what would be
Yeah.
the funniest for that to happen.
Of course. Good job, coronavirus.
Thank you,
You're funnier than
coronavirus.
Saturday Night Live. No, I can confidently say that. You can't dispute it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm speaking to the coronavirus in Nolan's body. You are now funnier than Saturday Night Live. You've done it.
Fucking does a rim shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something else as miserable as Saturday Night Live is Castlevania 2.
Oh God.
What a horrible night to have a curse.
Yeah.
That game's
And
a
just
mess.
how asinine stuff are. It's like, okay, Vinny, you need to walk all the way to the left. Okay, now at this wall, you need to crouch. No, you need to crouch while facing right at the wall.
And
Just hold it
for a while until the tornado shows up.
until a tornado shows up and takes you away.
The only game I've ever seen more bullshit than Castlevania 2 was Omicron: The Nomad Soul. That one is the most bullshit video game I have ever seen.
Is that the CG one where you have a gun arm?
No, that was Bio.
David
Omicron was the David Cage game with David Bowie in it. For some reason, he convinced David Bowie to be in it, and it's an adventure game with inscrutable puzzles, like shit that's. You need to go into a library where there's 50 books written in a bad font, read all of them to determine the jewel's location, go to a underground temple with 50 coffins that each contain a jewel, but one of them is the real jewel, and you can only hold one at a time, so you can't like brute force it, and you gotta take that jewel and put it into like the lion's mouth in another cave like 10 minutes away.
Isn't like one of the things like you need certain bodies, but you can't get your bodies back?
Yeah, like yes, that game requires, because you can like possess bodies, but every time you unpossess a body, it goes away. But there's certain bodies that are required in certain areas, so it's like, well, if you didn't do it, time to restart the game. Didn't get the hacker lady. Or you did get the hacker lady too early. Oh man, that game was.
But it does have some great Virtua Fighter combat.
Oh yeah. Where it's just
That's
it's terrible.
Horrible game.
Yeah. Did I talk about Dragon's Dogma? Was that in the Lost podcast? Or was that the podcast before?
I think that was the podcast before.
Okay. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
See, now I can't remember what I talked about last week. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can. Wait.
Nolan, did you have you seen Haunting of Hill House or Haunting of Bly Manor?
No.
Okay. They're I mean, if you're
being told they're good.
Huh?
Being told they're real.
Yeah. I recommend them, especially if like you're stuck at home with not much to do, and it's spooky season.
Okay, that reminded me. Yeah, I watched. So I get to hopefully record it this time. Bill and Ted 3 is a 7 out of 10, as good as Bill and Ted 1. Starts lower, peaks higher. Overall, about the same.
Kevin, that's the complete opposite of what you said last week.
Whatever. Bill and Ted 3, same as Bill and Ted 1. Bill and Ted 2 is the best one.
Okay.
Bill and Ted 2 is the best one.
The back half of Bill and Ted 2, I think, is better than Bill and Ted 1. but I don't think the front half is as good.
To
I'm
me,
mixed
the
on
back half elevates it. I love how off the rails that fucking movie gets.
The point when the two goblin creatures fuse together.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just went, all right.
I was in it when they were just dead, and then they were
Why are
having
these
to
two goblin creatures in heaven and
yeah
they're fusing together?
yeah because they're the greatest
Okay,
scientists
let's
in all of the
let's keep it
universe,
rolling. Then.
and it's just these weird little like rah. It's like no, there they are.
Yep, that's them.
It's like I got aliens.
They build Bill and Ted robots out of effectively Legos.
And then they punch the head off of evil Bill and Ted, and that problem is just solved. I was expecting some kind of like no, it's just done. It's great. It's great. And the death, I love how death acts. He's just like, oh come on guys, I want to be cool. Anyway, so is anything else, Drew?
I watched The Willoughbys,
What's that?
which is like, it's like this Netflix cartoon movie based on a Lois Lowry book.
Oh yeah.
Lois Lowry apparently keeps writing stuff.
Well, good job, Lois Lowry.
Yeah, I guess so.
Before we
It's
move
mostly.
on- Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's mostly forgettable.
Oh no.
Before we go on, has anyone else seen the Dorihedro OVA that just came out?
I did not.
No.
Okay. Well, I wanted to give you guys a heads up. I have it saved because I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, I'm gonna,
Oh.
But
I'm
there's
gonna
like
have
a
to,
new little OVA.
I might have to investigate. I need...
I'll be honest, for a second there, my brain registered OAV as a AMV, and I was like, how is this podcast relevant, Nolan? How good of an AMV are we talking?
No,
Are we
that's
talking
what. No, that
Point
makes
of
me
Authority
more
good?
excited.
Come on.
It
Are we
has
talking
Lincoln
Points of
Park and
Damn it, let me
Evanescence.
finish this joke. Are we talking Points of Authority good or Crawling in My Skin good?
Crawling in my skin, good, of course.
I was gonna say, is it like
That's
Wake
the
Me Up
anime
Inside remix with Crawling in My Skin?
Oh god, what an awful age.
Oh no, that's great. Gives me life. That kind of cringe like that's the good kind of cringe. I'm like, oh, I can feel it. That good shit. Like when you were listening to Linkin Park on your Linkin Park CD because it kind of looked like it had a Gundam on the front of it, and you were imagining like, man, what if Yu-Gi-Oh had this soundtrack? Is that just me?
I think the silence answers that question for you.
Okay, I didn't know if like the recording broke or I was getting shunned.
No, the recording's fine.
Okay, that's good. That's good on both levels. Like I'm relieved and also relieved. Because if it was the other one, I'm like, ah, crap, that's even more issue. But nah, that means that everything's going okay. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. Yo, Final Fantasy 14's pretty fucking good. I like it.
You know, now that I have time, that might be something I do.
I mean,
I started an account, but I just never did anything with it.
like the free trial of that shit is basically the base game in the first expansion. So it's I think it's like everything up to like level 60 or something, and you're just playing it. And that's what I've been doing. Like I'm not gonna sub to it until when I get to the point I need to. I will say,
sure if you just like buy the most recent expansion, it gives you everything else behind it.
that's I think that's what Warcraft does, but I'm not sure. Like they usually it's just like buy the expansion and then buy the thing. But if the game continues to be this quality, I'll do it. Also, it's it's that kind of thing where it's like, well, if I have no social interaction, I might as well have virtual social interaction. But man, people in that game are cowards. No one made the large lady as their player character waifu. Like when I'm walking around, it's just me and NPCs. I'm like, what the hell, you people? All these animes, they're making like their cat girl waifus and their bunny girl waifus. No one makes the large lady waifu.
Kevin, I don't remember that episode of Totally Spies.
Yeah. Listen, like I made my Gerudo looking lady. I'm like, this is cool. And then I also have like a Lalafell on the other server, if need be.
The good old potatoes.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Also, if everything went well, you will have seen my Final Fantasy XIV stream on Sunday. If things did not go well, then it would have probably just been Teamfight Tactics as usual. What I will say, and just kind of bullshitting, unless someone else wants to interject with anything talking, is I'm pleasantly surprised that when my AC got fixed, it also kind of fixed the heater, because it's one of those heat pumps that's like both, and it doesn't horribly vibrate, and in fact is now fairly quiet. And I'm like, oh, it didn't wake me up because the whole thing was rattling and vibrating, and it sounded like something was breaking horribly. So that's been pretty cool, even though it's cold and I don't like it.
Oh, there's actually something I want to ask you. Since you're like the resident Warcraft expert
Yeah.
among us, there's something going on with World of Warcraft? I just saw like people talking about it.
The expansion got delayed, and one of the things. So I still watch some World of Warcraft YouTube channels because similarly to South Park, I played enough World of Warcraft where I need to know what's going on with it, even if I don't really want to play it. Also, kind of on the off end, it's maybe it'll get good again, but which is becoming less and less likely the more information I hear on WoW. But it's kind of a mess because a lot of the systems are kind of mostly broken. And everyone's like, is Corona affecting this? Or is just the expansion bad? Because the last expansion, Battle for Azeroth, was fucking terrible. And they also kind of blew a lot of their plot lines in it. Where they're like, here's like the undersea sea witch lady. She's a boss. And the next boss is the Cthulhu monster. Oh crap. Like two things that could have been expansions. So now the setting of this fucking WoW expansion is the lamest it's ever been. Where it's like we need to go to the Shadowlands, aka the Afterlife, which looks suspiciously like Darksiders, and it turns out that all the evils in World of Warcraft were secretly set up by the evil man in the Shadowlands, the intimidating the Jailer. And I'm just like, that's such a lame name, and it ruins a lot of shit, because they're like, no, it wasn't the Lich King who was evil, he was actually controlled by the Jailer. And you're just like, ugh. It's
fucking sucks.
It's so lame. I like, and it also shows because they've completely run out of characters, iconic characters, so they just went to the Afterlife so that the dead ones can now just come back again. So it's like we killed this expansion's bad guy. He's back now in zombie kind of ghost angel form, right? And you're just like, come on. Like, you can't make a new... It's... Oh. I shouldn't be as frustrated as I am with it, but I still kind of am.
It's seeing something you've loved and have fondness apart.
Well, it's...
What's this?
Okay, Drew is giving us big QAnon boost. JFK Jr. Okay.
Don't you know? JFK Jr. is alive and he supports Trump. And he's in all the elections, or he's in all the rallies.
Yep.
Oh, are you?
I also retweeted it, but yeah. So those who don't know, October the 17th, when we're recording this, supposedly JFK Jr. is going to reveal himself and become Trump's new running mate, and will then run the secret
The government.
shadow government.
No, it's the real government, because the whole QAnon is that Donald Trump's shadow cabal, whatever, is gonna indict all the swamp and Democrats, and then the reckoning comes.
All the child-eating Democrats, devil-worshipping Democrats.
Yeah, the devil-worshipping Democrat that have to sexually molest children for the chemical in their brain that gives them eternal youth that you need to harvest from the children. You need the youth chemicals.
Yes, they harvest those eating baby fetuses because it makes you younger.
Yeah.
Because of the stem cells.
God, man. All right. We're gonna have to.
Preston, what you inject yourself with to get better?
No, see, Nolan, now you're feeding into it.
No, it's different.
No, what happens in what I'm convinced QAnon is it's a dumb internet joke, but because all the boomers are on Facebook, they desperately want to believe it, so they run with it as true. That is my thesis statement for what QAnon is.
Oh, you mean like how the OK symbol became an actual symbol of white supremacy when it started as just a stupid joke?
Yes, because it was there. Oh God, it was. I think it was Dan Olson made a video about like QAnon and flat Earth, and his premise was that the conspiracy theories are very stupid, but the people believing them are not believing them to be true, but rather want something that makes their worldview be true. So it's something along the lines of, well, if the world is round and I believe as the flat earther that some races are superior to others, well, that can't exist on the round world, but maybe it is on the flat earth, because maybe that's what's going on.
I've never seen a group of like conspiracy people to be so just like different. Essentially, their whole thing is like, oh, I believe in this one thing. What about this other thing they believe in? And, I don't believe in that. I believe Democrats are sexualizing children. You think they're eating them? No. And then you go to another person. I think they're eating those children.
Yeah.
Do you think they're having sex with them? No. They're just eating them.
They're just
To the next one. They're just having sex with those kids. And like, what?
It's because
no one seems to have.
It's conforming to a worldview. It's the conspiracy is made to conform to their own view, because listen, I as the QAnon might be really afraid if two guys are kissing. That scares me, and that scares me a lot.
What if they're gonna kiss me? I don't want to kiss them.
What if they're gonna kiss me and it makes my pee-pee hard? What the hell happening? But maybe if it turns out that all that is because the chemicals in the water are being spread to make the frogs gay and also make the pee-pee hard, then maybe that's what's causing it. It's not me. Those damn Democrats and their frog juices.
I've never even dug down the QAnon rabbit hole to see the stupidity that they actually believe.
Oh, I can only absorb it
Like-
through curated videos of people who did that because I can't
Yeah.
handle it.
Like, I know they
So-
just think there's a shadow government
The-
of, like, coastal elites.
Yeah. That's the Dan Olson video. He talks about it.
I think the best videos you can watch, the most enjoyables, is by a YouTuber called All Gas No Brakes, which is just it's the most, I don't know, fucking batshit insane people just standing up and talking about what they believe in.
It's wild. It's really it's a desperation, but it's like, okay, so I am more likely to believe in aliens and like the reptilians and shit than I am to believe that Donald Trump has a super secret government plan and he's competent enough to do that. And the
Oh,
only,
yeah, there's no way.
like, I can fully believe, like, okay, here's aliens, and the aliens have like made reptile hybrids to invade government. I'm like, okay, my brain can accept that. But some side of like Trump is some 4D chess making, swamp releasing guy, and I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah, no.
It's like no. Also, the fact that I think it's why all the QAnon where they get their correspondences is just gibberish posted on like not even 4chan. It's like one of the other ones.
It's like 8chan.
I think I think it is. It's one of those ones where they really like the child pornography. It's one of those.
So any chan.
No, I think yeah. But like where they're way into it. And then that's the one where they're like, yeah, that's the avenue we're gonna speak the truth. Ugh. It's really fascinating. There was a thing on the news where they were talking to QAnon voters, and I just felt bad for those people. Like it's really because it's your brain wants you to say, maybe if I could sit down and explain logically what's wrong with this thinking, they could go, okay, I made a mistake, but that will never happen because
it's a cult like too.
Oh yeah, and if you prove them wrong, all that means is that you're endorsing the view that the conspiracy is even huger, that they got you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. So what we have to do is we have to make our new cult. We have to make a good cult. We have to make a
no, Kevin, I think Jesus tried that and he got crucified for it.
Okay. But if I'm not the Jesus, it's okay. We need a sacred icon, and I already have one raring to go.
Kevin, we're not using Horfo as a sacred icon.
We're using Horfo as the sacred icon of
They
truth.
put Horfo on the cross.
That's what I want. Oh no. I already talked about that's like my fear. Is that like the Pepe the Frog, Horfo becomes racist, and I'm like, oh no. Oh god, not Horfo. Please don't make Horfo racist. But if you want to make Horfo Jesus, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Horfo as Jesus. And then you can have the Horfo drops. Horphanon. See, Horfo is stationed secretly in the United States government as a horrible thing and is sending out telepathic waves to inform me of the real truths behind everything. But the real truths are just kind of like normal.
Horfo was working in the government and sending us messages.
Yeah, okay, like Horfo's sending me the message that the politicians want money and just to kind of keep the status quo to stay on top.
Yep. The politicians are on top, so why would they want to change anything?
Yeah. Yo, it's not last. That's all. That's all like that's the whole Senate Democrats where it is like, no, I'm not last. I'm up here, it's fine. What? Anywho. Unlike we're gonna I was gonna say we gotta be not political. But we are.
Too late for that.
No, it's been too late for that for a while.
You can't. I don't know. You cannot not be political these days.
Well, it's because it's because of the bullshit like the QAnon that's saying that's bullshit has now technically become a political stance.
Yeah.
Like if you look at that and go, that's fucking stupid. It's like, oh, look at you.
Like back in like the 90s, it'd be like, this is a weird conservative cult. And it's like, yeah, everyone make fun of it. Who cares? There's nothing political about it. They're idiots. Go after them.
Well, it's also because we live in this weird social media age that everything is hyper connected. So, for instance, like I've been thinking about it sort of off and on a lot, where it's a talk about promoting views or whatever. So and some of the people have really it's like the struggle with it. It's the idea of if I make, let's just say I make a video that blows up QAnon's asshole, just like 100% devastates it, and it gets 2 million views. But what if 20 people that watched that look at that and go, you know what? I didn't know about this QAnon thing. I'm going to get into it. So your net is that you've gained them 20 members or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though you've devastated it because of how wide-reaching social media is going, you get problems.
Yeah, it's almost like they should have actual guidelines and stipulations to help manage and control this garbage.
Oh yeah. We can go into that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You know, Twitter has an actual list of all the neo-Nazi accounts.
Oh no, they can solve it.
They have to have it for like German laws, and then they just don't do anything with it.
So that's the current fascinating geopolitical thing that I think is kind of it's everything meshing together, where it's that Twitter censored that story about Hunter Biden's laptop being found or whatever, but because they're doing that, that means that technically they want their liability taken away, which similar to the Apple Fortnite conundrums. I'm just like, let them fight. I'm really like, if Twitter and Facebook like die, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm really okay with that. It's like okay, get them.
I am only on Twitter because every other social media is worse.
It's really bad, man. Yeah. I miss Tumblr. Tumblr used to have it all. You could reblog your art, see weird pornography. It was great.
There you go.
It was great. And the weird
you could privately like your weird pornography.
Oh man, it was sick. And also because everyone was there for weird pornography, the rising tide like let people like share your comics and stuff. It was like, oh man, this is great. It's a good ecosystem.
I just keep thinking of that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. It's like, I don't have to hide. Go someplace to hide and watch it. Like,
I'm a stallion. I'm a stud.
Stallion.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, when they say like, I like my weird butt pornography.
I got stogie in public.
Stogie.
So that's kind of bookmarks on Twitter do basically let you privately like things.
Yeah, but fuck that.
Yeah, but it's also I find it's more useful to like for those tweets that you're like, I'm gonna retweet this. I don't care that I've already retweeted it. I'm gonna retweet this again. Let's be honest.
Yeah, giving them the double deuce.
Yeah. So you just put it in there, and every so often you just go through your bookmarks, and you see that tweet, and you're like, oh, hold up, let me unretweet and retweet this real quick.
People need to see that Street Fighter ending of Ken getting punched in the dick.
People need to see treasure, fortune. I can't go. I've got a date with Candy.
That's it's the musical sting of it's like the dance, but that music so symbolizes defeat. I don't know. It's like, and it's like I can't describe how perfect it is. It was similar to how someone described the Bulk and Skull theme as the worst piece of music ever composed. as pure ear-wrenching nonsense. And then I'll listen to it, I'm like, yeah, it's great.
It gets the message across about what's coming in.
You know, Bulk and Skull. It's like, yeah.
It's that, and it's the Groose theme from Skyward Sword.
Yeah. I think Groose is more dignified than the Bulk and Skull theme.
Dignified.
Bulk and Skull theme kind of sounds like it's played on farts. It's amazing. I think Paige was saying that that's what she wanted to be played at her funeral as they lower her grave and her coffin into the ground.
That's the dream.
Just like.
Oh, we can get back to that, but did anyone else see Pat and Paige on, what was it, Ridiculousness?
I saw the clip of them.
I saw the clip as well.
Which, kudos.
Yeah, mainstream.
I feel like
Good job,
that's the monkey's paw of I want to be popular and on MTV. You said as like a child, and then the monkey's paw curled and said, "Here you go." Oh, man.
Any more QAnon conspiracies we want to bring up?
I only know the child eating one.
That's all I know. Too.
And the one about the Trump deep state's going to defeat the Democrat deep state and bring the day of reckoning.
So how does QAnon rectify Trump being friends with Jeffrey Epstein?
It's 4D chess, Drew. He's getting all the inside information. So then when the day of reckoning comes, he can expose it all because he has firsthand accounts.
Exactly.
Drew, you had to go to the child sex island to understand that it exists, so then you can stop it.
That's how he knew Bill Clinton was there.
Yeah.
He saw him.
Because that's why he wants the emails, Drew. See,
like
but
an undercover cop. When you're like
in that reasoning, but for real,
he had sex with those kids.
Yeah. See, that reasoning, but for real, is how that continues to propagate, and why you can't defeat it with just sense.
I'm gonna be honest. You just have to yell at them until they get it. I can't think of.
Well, it's the same as like doomsday cults. When like the doomsday just didn't happen, and they're like, "Nah, it is though." Just kick the
2012 should have
wrong.
Killed everyone.
What if it did, and now this is hell? Wouldn't that be really disappointing if you died and went to hell, and it's just the exact same? Better. Oh, you think it's better? That'd be incredible.
No, it's just minor inconveniences, and that's it. You're like,
it's just kind of better. You're like, oh,
listen, this is way better, Satan. You need to work on this.
That was the hell and It Hurts. The It Hurts hell was just kind of like Philadelphia. It wasn't, but it like not terrible. There's just some. It was basically Blood Blockade Battlefront. There's some demons there, but they're chill.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out. Now I'm just thinking about hell, but better. Like you go your damnation, and you're like, this is actually okay.
It's like, I mean, I'm like suffering eternal torment, but it's in solitude. I don't have like any, like crappy social media accounts like throwing ads at me while I'm getting tortured.
There's no Twitter.
Well, no, well,
Yeah.
you got what is it, Purgatory, which just just send around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just send around, do nothing. Like, okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Got my
Just
phone?
send around.
No. Oh, that's better.
I'll go.
I mean,
here and
no,
talk
you
about
get your
Gandhi
phone.
and Einstein and just chill for a bit. Cool.
Oh
Yeah.
crap! Hold on. Is it working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because my computer decided that maybe now was the time that I'm just gonna start thinking about sleep mode, and I'm like, because I was talking too much and not moving the mouse, even though it should have not done that because there's programs going. So,
Yay, Windows.
Yay, Windows.
But
Okay,
before we
so-
start talking about, go ahead.
No, you're good. You can talk about. I was just gonna
No.
complain about Windows.
No, I wanted to talk about something that only affects me. Really, the new trailer for Monster Hunter came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks sucky.
The monsters look cool. That story is going to be awful.
It looks boring bad. That's what
Oh.
I described it. Where it doesn't look like it's going. So to contrast it with Nicolas Cage versus the Not Predator,
Yeah.
where that movie looks really stupid, but in a way where I'm clapping and saying, "Yay! I want to see Nicolas Cage fight the Not Predator in Kung
Yeah.
Fu." That's dumb. I love it. The Monster Hunter movie looks just dumb. I don't like it. I don't like that it's all.
It just looks bland.
It looks basic.
Yeah.
How does Mila Jovovich still have a career?
Oh, because
Her
the
husband.
director's her husband.
Is
But
this
more-
one also?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
same.
sorry.
It's the same
Yeah.
shit. It's like the
How does
does-
that guy still have a career?
because those Resident
Keep
Evil
giving him-
movies make bank.
Because they always say this is the last one.
Yeah, but they always make bank. Shitty horror is always a moneymaker.
Why do you think there's so many Halloweens, Friday the 13th?
Yeah, they're all bad, but a shitty horror
horrible.
because the horror movie is always lower budget, and it's almost always profitable, even if it sucks complete ass.
That means this one has a chance to actually ruin his career.
Oh, we can
This one is not low budget.
That's true. It's also not a horror movie. Like a horror
Yeah.
movie, a horror movie will always do between like 30 million. So if you make it for 10 million, it's almost always profitable, even if it sucks shit. And sometimes you get the Paranormal Activity, which just makes like 100 million and was made in like a weekend.
Yeah, it makes back 1,000,000% of its budget.
Yeah, so you go, okay, that's the whole Blumhouse shit. They just fund a bunch of like $10 million movies. And if one of them, they all sort of profitable. And if one's super profitable, then we win.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Apparently Antebellum is real bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
all here.
I don't watch them. I feel like, I don't know.
You know what? I'm glad movies are coming back, though. So Sonic just doesn't automatically win Best Movie of the Year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sonic movie was still pretty good.
The best movie to come out this year. I'm just going to be honest. In theaters.
I
Bill and
really,
Ted 3 came out.
okay, I would
theaters.
actually give it to Bill and Ted 3 over Sonic.
It doesn't count. It has to be in theaters. That's how the
Oh,
awards work.
if you want to do that, then yes, Sonic wins. But Bill and Ted 3 is a better movie than Sonic the Hedgehog. But that's not
Apparently Disney's investing in streaming as like its main focus. So like even after this, we may see Disney opt instead to be, yeah, this isn't going to theaters exclusively. It's going to theaters or Disney Plus
Well, that
at the
seems.
same time.
That's kind of what they're. That's honestly what you should be leveraging your proprietary format for. Because otherwise,
Yeah.
why would I get Disney Plus? But if you just start making a critical mass of fucking movies that are there, I can see it.
I think those are called pornos, Kevin.
No, that's what I would. Yeah, but I would say is, to me, Disney Plus is their market is okay. If we just have all like, if you have a child and we make Disney Plus and they have every Disney cartoon or Pixar movie, you're good to go forever.
Yeah.
You just go like, you have a kid.
Yeah.
There you go. There's every good cartoon. Well, not every good cartoon, but a lot of them.
Most of them.
Most. I haven't watched.
Still missing Dave the Barbarian.
Oh man. Then I'm gonna have to pull the trigger. Sign up for Disney Plus.
I remember it being. I can't remember if it actually is good or not.
It is.
It's not actually that good.
It is. It's very good.
No,
We'll
it's
see.
not.
It's good.
Like, I don't even remember it being good when I was a child.
I loved it.
I loved that shit when I was a kid.
I love Dave the Barbarian. Thinking quickly, Dave made a microphone out of a squirrel, a piece of string, and a microphone.
That's literally the first episode, and that's how it starts. You're like, yeah.
You know, I love that kind of shit.
I do like the evil lady he like is in love with, who just checks books out from the library and tears out their last page.
They're fucking unicorn. Who's just Christopher Walken, because they left it alone too long and it went crazy. The man from the future that just has shit like a flashlight. Okay, Drew has to go, so we'll say bye,
days.
Drew. We're not gonna go on much longer.
Bye.
Bye.
He heard Dave the Barbarian and said, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, he had to bail.
I don't want to talk
Too
about
much
this.
Dave the Barbarian talk. We're gonna start getting into Buzz on Maggie.
Fucking was Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah, Brandy, Mr. Whiskers. Oh yeah, when they port all of the Disney XDs in there, so we get Yin Yang Yo. We get that shit in there. Get Ed.
Oh, fuck, what's the thing? No. Super Robot Monkey Team
Hyperforce Go. Now that show was legitimately pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was actually the best thing.
It was some hard sci-fi concepts in that shit.
I just knew the bad guy. What was his name? Skeleton King?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
It was something generic like that. It was
He like lived in like a space whale or some shit.
yeah.
Or was he the space? It was weird. It was really weird. Really high concept. Thumbs up. That's all I gotta say.
No, he was voiced by Mark Hamill. That's the only big thing I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm probably gonna watch some of those haunting movies, and a new season of Primal came out, which is the.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer where they did the Dexter's Lab callback to the episode with the caveman. And I'm like, oh, that's clever.
That season 1's great. Anybody that hasn't seen it, watch that. It's fucking fantastic. It's like, and I'll see what season 2's like.
Yeah.
Give you guys an update.
Yeah, all the report. Anyway,
Important.
remember to look at don't harvest the child juice.
Don't
Yeah.
inject those stem cells into you,
Yeah.
even though it will 100% cure you. Don't do it.
Man, what if it did though?
It does. That's what Trump got.
Well, yeah, he got like a virus. He got like an
Injected
antibody.
into him and it healed him.
Yeah, he had like an antibody cocktail or some shit because it's just it kicks it like you cheated and gave the body the answers to the test, basically. And they go, oh, that's how we do it. And then they just, your own cells produce the thing. At least that's how I understand it works. I'm not as to relate and to end on the, for the causing the final word, I am not a doctor.
But believe in everything we say.
Yeah.
Not a doctor, though.
Trust Horfo. Horfo's the way. Horfo's the
Horfo's
light.
way.
Later days.
Forfeit everything to Horfo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Render unto Horfo what is Horfo's, and render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.